Hey guys, and welcome to a nightly routine with two hamsters. So it's currently 7 p.m. right now exactly, and we're going to start by making some treats for the hamsters just to start off the night. I have the oven preheated to 300, and these are the 2 tablespoons of raspberries and tomato I'm going to use. So I'm going to start with adding the raspberries. These raspberries we grew in our garden, and then I'm going to also add just one big baby tomato. But before we add the tomato, I'm going to cut it up real quick. Okay, so I cut up the tomato. I'm now going to add it into the blend. And then I'm just going to add a half a tablespoon of water to help blend through it. Now let's blend. So I did end up adding a little bit more water to the mixture just to make it a little bit more runny and to blend better. But now we're going to add it into the bowl and add our other ingredient. So now I'm just going to add oat flour and water into the consistency until it reaches like a dough form that I like. So I just ended up adding 3 tablespoons of oat flour to the batter. And now I'm going to add a little bit of herbs to the mixture. I'm going to add 1 teaspoon to 2 teaspoons of herbs. So now that our batter is all done, I'm going to add it into these cute pumpkin tree cutouts that I got from Hobby Lobby, and we're going to bake them in that. Okay, so now they're all in the tray, and I'm going to go ahead and add them to the oven. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and clean all this up. Okay, those are probably going to cook for a few minutes now, but I'm cleaned up, and we'll come back, and I'm going to go do my skincare right now, so let's go do that. Okay, so while we wait on those treats, I'm just going to chill, and I also want to show you guys my sprays. So I've seen that Victoria Rachel is growing her own sprays, so I decided to join along, and this is the progress of my sprays. I'm not exactly how long it's been, but this is the progress. I only did a few just to do a test run. These ones are dry, but I'm pretty sure they're just gonna regrow or something, and the other ones are going perfectly fine. Okay, so it's been about 15 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and check on the treats. Okay, so the treats are fully baked through, and we're gonna go put them on a cooling rack and let them cool. Okay, so some of the pumpkins turned out great, some of them not so great, but these are some of them that turned out really nice, and it doesn't really matter to the hamsters because I like them either way. It is currently 7:40. I'm going to go start to spot clean the hamster's cage, and then we're going to let these cool while I spot clean the cages. So part of my nightly routine is spot cleaning the cages. I spot clean the cages probably once or twice a week, just depending on how messy the hamsters are. So for those of you that don't know, Remi actually lives in my room, and Bear is downstairs currently, and we're actually designing Bear's pet room right now, which used to be a little closet, but I'll show you that when I go down to see Bear. But let's just start over in his sand bath. So we're going to go ahead and sift through Remi's sand bath with this little sift. So another thing I like to do when cleaning Remi's cage is go through this little substrate jar and get all the pieces of bedding out because he makes a pretty big mess in it. So before I put that jar back in, I'm actually going to go ahead and sweep off most of this crumbs on this platform I have for Remi. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and shake off this little bridge. Okay, so you guys may or may not have noticed that I actually rearranged Remi's cage. So now his wheel's over here, and his little, I don't know what it's called, a bridge thing, is not over here anymore, it's over here. This kind of frees up a little bit more space for him to run and have fun while I'm trying to upgrade the enclosure. So, yeah, this is Remi's new layout. I'm pretty much all done spot cleaning Remi's cage. You may notice his sprays are mostly eaten, but I'm just going to leave it for now because I just added them and he binged all of his sprays, so he'll get some more next week. This is why we have doors in all our pet rooms. Okay, so here is Bear's future pet room. He used to live in it, but it was just not working out so great, so we decided to totally redo the room. We have drywall up right now, and we're gonna, I don't know the term for it, but we're gonna fill in these creases and paint the walls. And also, we're gonna add a new light, a shelf for his cage. And right now, actually, I have most of the supplies that were in the room outside of the room. So I have substrates, toys and shoes, sprays, a play box for me and Bear, what is going to be Bear's future door, some other hamster essentials, and just a bin for all the stuff. So Bear is temporarily living in just a spare room that we have, and I'm going to go ahead and spot clean his cage, and we're actually going to see him later tonight, hopefully. So Bear's cage isn't as messy as I thought it was going to be, but we are still going to spot clean it, make sure everything is clean. So I realized that he was using this as a spot to poop. So he uses to be able to poop on. I'm just going to go and empty this little thing under and move the bedding off. Okay, so I just went ahead and put the wheel back on the base after I cleaned it all off and cleared it. And I just actually brushed off this platform too. And now we're going to move over to this area, which isn't as hard as all the other areas. Okay, so I'm actually really happy I caught this when I did. But I realized that Bear was peeing in this cork substrate dish. And let me just show you how I know. So I'm not totally sure if you see this, but do you see that like chunk up there? Whenever I shake it, I see little chunks and they can be wet. So I just always replace this like twice a week, and then I just scoop out the chunks that are soiled. And then I went ahead and I dumped out that water. I'm gonna go ahead and refill it. I'll probably push down some of that bedding over there because he always like ruffles with it. And then I have this other water dish over here. I'm also gonna clear off that platform. Okay, so I'm done with that area over there, and I'm gonna go over here and just kind of pick up the like bedding out of this and the toy, and then I'm also going to sift through Bear's sand bath. Okay, so this area is definitely looking a little bit better, and now we're gonna go ahead and sift through this area. As you can tell, Bear is definitely messy in this area. He also uses this corner right here to pee, so we're gonna definitely sift through that area. Once it gets as good as it gets, I'm gonna go ahead and add back his little platform. And okay, now I'm done spot cleaning Bear's cage. I'm gonna go ahead and close it up and go upstairs. Hey guys, it's now 9 p.m. and we're gonna get the vegetables ready for the hamsters' dinner. First, we're gonna chop the romaine. All done. Next, I'm just gonna chop up the spinach. Then this is the spinach we just chopped up. Next, we're gonna do both bell peppers. So let's get those. All right, next we're gonna do the cucumber. Let's get that all chopped up. The cucumber's all chopped. Now we're gonna do the broccoli and the cauliflower. So what I do with broccoli and cauliflower is I just cut a little piece off of the big chunk of broccoli or cauliflower that I have, and it makes perfect sizes for the hamsters. Then we're gonna go ahead and chop up the baby tomato, carrots, and peas. I'm just gonna do this all in one since they're really small. All right, and here's all the vegetables I'll be using for their dinner. I will not be using every single one of these because that would be insane, but let me show you how much I'm gonna use for each of the hamster. So I normally give them the amount of salad according to their size. Since Bear is larger, he'll be getting more vegetables, so I'm gonna go ahead and give him a romaine first. So I'd say probably 1 or 2 more pieces for Remi, and that's probably good. Then we have the spinach over here. The hamsters really like romaine and spinach, so I make sure to give them a lot of that. Then I have these peppers. I have red and green bell peppers, so I'm going to give them each like 1 of them. And then over here we have cucumber. I'm also going to give them 1 or 2 pieces of that. Then they each get a piece of cauliflower, some tomatoes. I normally do 2 pieces of tomato, depending on the day. Remi's by far favorite vegetable is carrots. I'd say Bear's is probably broccoli. And then I'll, of course, give Bear the bigger piece of broccoli. And then Remi isn't a huge fan of broccoli, so we're just going to give him a few. And then peas are something I'm trying out right now. I haven't done fresh peas in a long time, but I gave them to them this week earlier, and they seem to like them okay. So I'm going to go give them to the hamsters, and you can come along with me. Okay, so since I'm right by Bear's room, we're going to feed him first, but I'm probably not going to see him awake yet until probably, I want to say 11 p.m., so we'll check on him then. But first, I'm going to give him his vegetables. And just as I expected, he is not awake yet. Remi is definitely my early riser, because Bear wakes up at 11 to 12, and then Remi wakes up at like 9 to 10 p.m. every night. Okay, and we will see Bear in just a minute. Now let's go bring the vegetables up to Remi. And I'm always going to go ahead and put Remi's salad dish on top of this substrate dish. This is just where it seems to be like the most open spot for him to eat his salad. I'm also going to go ahead and refill his water bowl. All right, his water's nice and full and his salad's totally prepped for when he wakes up. I'm going to go ahead and get him a treat. And we probably won't see him tonight because he is a ghost hamster. So I'm going to go ahead and put the treats in his cage, and then I'll give Bear some later tonight. And I'm going to give him some of these apple and strawberry puffs, a sweet potato puff from that jar. So I went ahead and I put the apple strawberry puff over there and the sweet potato puff over there. And I am going to try to get some clips of Remi tonight.